You see, if you are a Christian, then criticizing ministers of God should be a big no. Do you hear what I said? If you are a believer, then criticizing men of God should be something you should never do. Ridiculing ministers of God should be left for the world. The world will always make fun of anything that is of God. It becomes an error when those who profess to stand for God begin to turn against servants of God. First of all, God never set you up as a judge over another person's life. So you don't even have the right to do so. Secondly, you are not God who called him. Neither are you God who would replace him if he goes astray. You're not God. Okay? You're not God who called the man or the woman of God. You're not God who gave him the vision. You're not God who is going to judge him. Even you yourself will be judged by God. And that's why Jesus Christ gave this illustration of you telling your brother, let me take out the speck in your eye, meanwhile there's a log in your eye. First, deal with the speck in your eye. Focus on yourself. Okay, the Bible says, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Work out your own salvation. Work out your own salvation. Stop bothering about other people's salvation. Work out your own. The Apostle Paul said, lest after I have led others to Christ, I myself be disqualified. The effort we are putting in trying to analyze men of God, if we actually put it in building our walk with God, will be better. Our walk with God will be better. Or we're spending all this time trying to analyze men of God. Thirdly, even if you've confirmed that the minister of God did something wrong or is going astray, that is no excuse to vilify the man. Galatians chapter 6 verse 1 says, if you find your brother in a trespass, you who are spiritual, restore such person in the spirit of meekness, considering yourself, lest you also be tempted. The Bible says it in the Message translation that forgivingly restore, saving your critical comments for yourself. Saving your critical comments. Stop criticizing people. You not judge. And that's what the world should be doing. If an unbeliever attacks ministers of God, I will not be angry. Not that, because that's normal. Godless people will always ridicule words of God, because whatever is spiritual sounds like foolishness to those who have no knowledge of God. So they are fools. So you expect fools to mock God because they are fools. But it becomes an error when people who profess to know God begin to mock God. Now I know something's wrong with them. Like if you see a madman eating rubbish on the street, you wouldn't be surprised. He's mad, okay? If a madman starts rolling on the main road, everyone knows he's mad. People will just pass. But when someone who is normal begins to act like a madman, now this is confusion. Okay? It's just like if you see a baby, a small child, playing and rolling himself on the floor, that's a child. It's childish. But when you see a matured man, 30, 40 years, rolling on the floor, acting like a baby, you know something's wrong with his brain. It's not normal. It's not normal. Okay? So you have to understand this, my friends. For a believer to begin to mock God, mock God's servants, mock the church, speak evil against the church, and yet claim to be a believer, it is spiritual madness. It is madness, and we have to stop that. If you profess to know God, then respect everything that is of God. Thank you.